Hi Soul Fam, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, Spiritual Dowsey. I'm Dowsey LeMay. I hope all of you beautiful souls out there are doing great wherever you are in the world. And if you're having a difficult time, I'm going to send you a big virtual hug of love and light. And I hope that helps you as you go through your day today. For anyone new, welcome to my channel. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. And I hope that this video resonates with you. And if it doesn't, feel free to leave it. It just happens to be my truths and my experiences. They don't need to be yours. But if you do like it and you like what I'm talking about, feel free to follow and subscribe and check out my other social media platforms where I will put a link to that below in the description box. I put different information out there that I think will resonate with you if you like what you hear. Here. Okay, so we're doing the November energy update 2022. I can't believe I'm doing this update already because I feel like I just did the October energy update. October just seems to have just completely flown by. Maybe that's the same for many of you guys. Are you feeling like time just has picked up? It's quickened a bit, and maybe the month of October has been insane for you and gone by quickly. I know lots of truths have come up. Lots of truths have come up in the collective that have kind of shifted people's paradigms or had to force you to integrate it and move into a different direction. I know personally many people had a lot of truths that needed to be confronted within their relationships that needed to be brought up, needed to be faced, needed to be integrated, and then that ultimately shifted the paradigm or the entire relationship itself in a new direction. Hopefully more towards harmony, peace, love, and connection. Okay, this month isn't going to be any easier. This month is all about the numerology of the 11. 11 is a master number. It typically means upheaval. It means a new direction, major shifts. It requires command. It commands mastery over your entire four-body system as we move through the energetic ascension of humanity, right? The movement to a higher octave vibrationally for humanity. And I want you to think about if you're around my age here, in your 30s or 40s, and you are in your middle school or high school time frame. I remember distinctly waking up for a period of time and looking at the clock and always seeing 11:11, right? Why were we seeing 11:11? Well, many of us were going through a portal. Many of us were shifting into a new direction vibrationally through that time period, obviously before the 12/12 gateway here. And what that meant was that we were becoming more aware of ourselves. We were shifting our energy. Humanity, the planet itself, everything was moving through a different energy, and that caused a lot of upheaval, and we had to become masters through that time period. And as we are now becoming masters, and this energy, the numerology, is calling for that mastery as we go through another shift in upheaval in our reality. So if you take into combination the overall numerology of the year, which is a 6, and around harmony, and we combine the two, which all relates, we bring it into an 8, okay? The 8 is about manifesting, and it's specifically relating to the finances and abundance in the physical realm, right? 8's usually about manifesting. So we have the numerology of the 11, which is a mastery number dealing with new shifts, new direction, and usually comes with upheaval and shifts, commanding you for mastery. And then we had harmony energy coming in, and then we're dealing with the manifesting number of 8. I expect massive shifts from the collective level, especially around the foundations of your finances, of your home life. And I expect the physical realm that will drive you towards mastery, right? You are upgrading, you are becoming more fine-tuned in your energetics, you are fine-tuning your emotional body, you're fine-tuning your mental body, you're fine-tuning your physical body, you're fine-tuning all of it energetically, and you are learning to develop this over this year. Everything, actually, all the things you've been working on over this year, everything that you've been learning about yourself is being applied to this month and to the rest of the month into the rest of the year going into 2023 rather. And you are needing to apply what you've learned and showing mastery around that. So big thing happening
energetically this month, and it's not going to be easy. So it's commanding mastery,
being aware, being patient, not reacting, etc. So what are some of the events that are going to happen from an astrological standpoint? We have the big one, the Golden Gate, the 1111. The 1111 Gateway, also known as the Golden Gateway, portal of massive abundance and higher timeline, higher frequency. It is a time for where you embody your highest self. You master and work through the things that you have, and you hold a higher vibration. You end up in a different place out of this 1111 gate. Okay, that is a numeral gateway, just like I said, when we were younger and we used to see 1111 on the clock, same thing, 1111 gateway for us to move and shift and see massive changes within our reality collectively and individually. And the best way to move through that is going to be how well you hold yourself in mastery through that time period. The November 8th blood moon lunar eclipse, that's a mouthful, right? The November 8th blood moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Now, Taurus energy is usually about the foundation, the physical, right? It's about the aspects that are dealing with money, the finer things in life, the physical aspects. So again, what we're having is a upheaval and transformation of the 11s and the 8s, bringing about change, upgrade, bringing about a call to mastery, being manifested as a full moon lunar eclipse that's going to really pull some stuff out of you dealing with security, money, finances, and what I would say, to be honest, all the things that you haven't been willing to face are going to come up to be transmuted and for you to show your mastery over these things. It's not going to be an easy timeline. It's not going to be a very easy timeline because right now we're coming out of the solar eclipse here, and we're still in that energy, and we're coming into the lunar eclipse part of this portal. And so the combination of this, I want you to think about when I say the blood full moon lunar eclipse here, is we're dealing with the root. We're dealing with the color red. We're dealing with the dense vibration of the physical aspects of a reality. And you can sense this security, this money issue, this sense of safety that's going to be brought up through this time period. And you're going to have to show your mastery over these things through the 1111 gateway. Otherwise, you're going to end up manifesting through the numerology of the 8 timelines that aren't going to be for your highest good. So you can see in the beginning of this month is going to be extremely powerful, but it's going to be extremely difficult, and you're going to need to have full awareness as you move through this time frame, showing your mastery so that you don't manifest timelines that do not fit you, that you don't fall into the old patterns, that you don't repeat the same mistakes, and you bring your awareness and you bring your mastery into this so that you can break free and move into a different direction. All right, I say that different direction because there's going to be a new moon near the end of the month in Sagittarius. This is usually about exploring new ideas, feelings that are new ideas, new feelings, new paths, because things are going to lighten up here at the end of the month, and that will bring new inspiration as this fiery energy will be imbued within us, and that leads us into curiosity and looking for different things to explore. So, like I said, set your timelines and set the highest level vibration, the highest timelines, embody through mastery, and you'll see it start to really pan out for you at the end of the month with the new moon in Sagittarius. Also, Jupiter is going to be going direct this month into Pisces. This is going to be felt by the masses. This is going to be felt by you because it's the biggest planet in our solar system. And for many of us, when we're talking about Jupiter and it coming into Pisces, we're going to feel like the culminations of the lessons that we have been dealing with over the last 10 months or so are going to finally start to feel like they're going to be wrapped up, especially with the identity of with our connection to spirit and our spiritual growth. So a lot of these things, which you can see, there's no such thing as coincidence, is kind of playing out in this month as we wrap things up, the culminations of all the lessons that we've had throughout this entire year, the 11-11, the numerology of the 11, the numerology of the 6 of the year, the manifestation of the 8s of the combination of the two, all coming in with this Jupiter going direct and the new moon as well as the blood moon, becoming a very potent time for you to absolutely step into another timeline that could bring so much more joy, peace, and harmony in your life. It just comes to seeing how are you going to master this through this time period, okay? And a lot of those lessons are going to get wrapped up as Jupiter goes direct in Pisces here. A couple major things I want you to be mindful of, and why I say these things is because for the U.S. here, November 8th, right, midterm elections, this will be a very interesting time, an interesting event to keep our attention on for those in the U.S. here. But this also, expands out to the rest of the world as well. But everything's related, and it's right on the eclipse, blood red moon, full moon lunar eclipse here. This could be one of those big turning points in the US, and be interested to see where this plays out. A couple things I heard in meditation I really think is going to be needed through this month for many of you. It's going to be the idea of, one, in alignment with mastery, gratitude. Gratitude. Last month, I talked about how forgiveness was going to be something that a lot of people need to be brought back into their practice. This month, gratitude. Gratitude is in alignment with mastery. It's in alignment as you ease through the shifts. Gratitude helps ease the shifts as you go through, and it's necessary. It's going to be necessary for you to count your blessings. It's going to be necessary for you to have gratitude with those who you co-create with. It's going to be very important for you to maintain that sense of gratitude. Have a practice for you in the morning, have a practice for you at night for what you went through, and the gratitude and appreciation you went through will help you through this transition and help you keep your mastery at the forefront as you, I feel many of us are going to be ping-ponged in all aspects of our life. I heard also from Spirit, prepare for what's to come. Prepare for what's to come. I think this has to do with mastery too, and big shifts that are in store for us. A master, you are you're not reactive, right? You're going to hold yourself. You're going to be an observant, unbiased observant of what's happening, and you're going to have this ability to be able to create your space given whatever is happening in the world. You're going to be able to be a master and create the vibrational experience that you want and really influence your reality. But that really comes with preparation. That really comes with preparing yourself. And I have been saying this for a very long time, that many of us have had to be working on our emotional body, having to be working and upgrading our mental body as well, fine-tuning those things to a higher octave so that we don't become lost in this metaphorical hurricane that the rest of the collective is going to be going through this month and the rest of the next couple of years here. So prepare for what's coming. Prepare. How do we prepare? That means we make sure our practices are set, the structures that we need, the things that we have, tools are ready for us, and that we are aware of it as we go forward. I also got encouragement for all of you. I think this is either to say applaud for you guys, or just to encourage you for what you are going to go through for this month and as we go forward. You are highly supported and you are highly recognized for what you are doing and what you are willing to face this month. All right, the changes in the world, the things that you are doing on a personal level, those things that you're willing to face, the things you're willing to work on, the things you're willing to break the old mold from your old patterns, or just the social structures that are dysfunctional and no longer work, and you decide to break from the mold. Just by doing that, you are changing the world. This ultimately changes the universe. And remember, everything is related in our reality. It's not just a one-off. You're not siloed off from the rest of the world. What you do ultimately in your personal life, the things you work on inwardly, inside you, ultimately shifts the direction of humanity and this planet, our solar system, our universe, etc. You are making bounds in terms of vibrational change for humanity as it goes through ascension. And I want to encourage you to face your fears and do the work. And through that encouragement, just to let you know that you are loved and supported by so many different intelligent beings, whether that be from your guides, whether that be from angels, whether that be from multi or interdimensional beings, or even from your higher self and the team that's associated with you. You are supported and loved, and you are encouraged to work on yourself in the face of adversity, which feels like it's going to occur this month for all of us. Okay, so themes as we go through this month, themes that are going to be predominant and are needed for us to have a, I would say, mastery of our reality. One of the big themes is that many people, I feel, are going to have extreme reactions. This is what I say, the key word here is reactions, because so many people are going to react to what they see and what they feel because they're not in mastery over themselves this month. So it's going to be mentally hard to focus, and many people are going to perseverate on what's happening in the world and what's happening in their own world. And that's where the fear and the small things are going to keep them trapped and reactive to all sorts of noises. And when people are like that, no matter what you can say, no matter what you can do, they always find fault in something. All right. So this whiplashing of that I see in what that the collective may go through, just be extremely mindful of that, because what also this is calling forth this month is about compassion. Compassion is going to be key for those in mastery. Having compassion for what people are experiencing doesn't mean that it has to be yours, but is to understand the divinity in their choice as they go through their own heartache, which ultimately will force them through their pain and suffering to search inward and to, I would say, find peace and joy and happiness through that heartache and find source connection for themselves. So this means that those on the path, those who are aware, those who are stepping into their mastery, are being asked by spirit, by their higher self, by all that there is, to bring compassion and sensitivity into your reality, into your being. They want you to do that, but without going to the extremes of what that could be, right? So we're talking about mastery in our emotional body landscape here. Mastery with having compassion and sensitivity without going too far to the too sensitive and becoming too sappy and those extremes, right? Or to find balance between our compassion and our ability to observe, right? Or, being able to observe without becoming too detached and disconnected from others in this reality. So you can see that we're being asked to bring compassion, we're being asked to bring sensitivity, to see the divinity, but without going from the emotional body to one extreme or the other. To find that perfect balance for us to be able to observe, but still have compassion and love for them without being disconnected, etc. All right, so that's what this month is going to bring about for those who are on the path of mastery. You're going to really need to have that compassion and sensitivity without going to the extreme, and being mindful of that as people are trying to suck you into their world, as they're being ping-ponged around because of their mentally focused and perseverating on the small things and the fear, because they are reacting to what's going on in the world in their own personal life. And then, so what that means is that those who are on the mastery and are able to hold these things, there's this platform, I want to say, this vibrational state of being that's going to be available to many of us, that's going to be around energetics, around our goals and manifesting and coming to this place of comfort and knowing that all is good. Like the peace within us can be truly felt with those who are stepping into the mastery. You can really achieve that level of state of being where you can find peace in your heart, peace in your mind, peace in your state of being. The metaphor I want to use with this is like, Matt, it's like looking up at the night sky and looking up at the stars. When does that actually happen in your reality? Usually it's when things are quiet, things have gone to bed, things are calm, things are less active and less busy, and you are actually able to be outside in this quiet space, in the darkness, and to look up at the night sky and observe, right? You get to observe the stars, and you get to see the wonder and the beauty of it. That's what this feeling feels like. It's that when you get to this place of mastery through this time period, especially around the 11/11 gateway, and you move through that period, and as we close out that lunar eclipse, blood moon lunar eclipse here, you will find this place where you feel calm, this state of being of harmony and peace, and that you can actually open up your vibration in your state of being to all that there is, and find so much gratitude and awe and magic in the world. You find the stars in the night sky illuminating that piece of you. And I think that's going to be tremendous for all of you who've done the work and are working on their masteries. And it's just going to be this great place of knowing that where you are, what you are doing, this mastery of your path, you're going to find this so much, you're going to find this state of bliss, this state of non-judgment and calmness, even though everyone else is going through their craziness, right? Because peace can be found even though it's crazy out there, and there's going to be a lot of craziness, and can you have the emotional balance and be able to see the divinity and the joy in the moment, even though everything else is going crazy, and seeing the stars and lifting your head and enjoying that moment. All right, so what's going to aid or help people move through this mastery, this time period, is, the home life again is going to be highlighted and brought back into focus again this month, and that can certainly move people into a defensive position, right? So remember, if you are reactive, if you aren't working on your mastery, haven't been preparing, that the likelihood is that you're going to be holding on to things, you're going to be angry, you're going to be projecting out, and you're going to be irritable. You're going to have, the home life is going to be irritable. It's going to be hard for you to remain focused and present, and you're just going to be all over the place energetically. And I want you to remember that the truth of that anger isn't what you're projecting on in the moment. It isn't that simple scapegoat of whatever it is that you're yelling at or blaming. The anger is coming from somewhere else. The anger is somewhere else. It is coming from another deeper core unseen part of you that is needing to be faced. So what I want you to say is that the anger is about something else. And for you to be able to deal with it, you need to become the master and to tame whatever angry beast, whatever demon is facing you in the moment, is how you're going to be able to move out of this and find mastery and find that state of looking up at the stars. The home life is going to be under pressure. A lot of people are going to project their anger. They're going to perseverate on the small things. They're going to be reactive. And it takes those in mastery to have the courage to face their demons, is where they're going to become more peaceful, joy, and be able to say, I have mastered this piece and I can now move forward in a more joyful way. Doesn't mean it's not going to occur again. It just means that you might not have the emotional reaction and your home life becomes a little bit more peaceful. And you'll see what I'm talking about. When you do that work, you'll find that place of peace of mind, peace of heart, and be able to see the stars as you go through that, as you go through this month. The other thing that brings a little bit of upheaval and turmoil when we're relating this to the 11/11 gateway in the month of the month of November and the 11 is, and especially with regards to Jupiter going direct here in Pisces, people are going to have this sense of choices to make, decisions that need to be made here. Destiny and change of course. Destiny and change of course is going to come up this month. And that's why I say it's like the mastery part of this. So expect difficult things to come up. Expect, I would say, events to just show up, even though you've been working on it, to show up and will have you make decisions that will ultimately have you change the direction of where you are in your relationship, in the collective, in your work environment, in your own personal self. You don't know, there are going to be times where you don't know why these things are going up, and you have to understand that there is a higher piece to you, a higher self that's looking to experience certain things in its human incarnation, which is you, and that you have agreed to be part of, and that process is going to be played out this month. And so you may not know why these things happen, but they are going to happen. And the real power that you're going to have is how you deal with these sudden changes is what's important this month. How you deal with these sudden these changes, these events that have somewhat of a destiny aspect to it, that upheave and change everything. How you deal with that through this time period is going to be profound as we go forward. All right? Can you handle it with grace and mastery? Or do you go down swinging and fighting it like a child? Do you have the grace to observe, to feel, to allow, to face the demons that come up? Or are you going to be there in gripping fear, control, fighting every ounce, utilizing up all your energy because you're going against the flow and you're rejecting it all and you won't willing to face it? That's what's going to be powerful. That's where the mastery comes in. Although these shifts are coming from a point of, I would say, karma or destiny, and the changes that need to happen are there because they need to happen for you to achieve what you needed to achieve and to move you into a better place. Unfortunately, that means those who aren't on the path of mastery are going to be driving action without awareness, and it's going to hurt this month. It's going to hurt a lot of people who are going to be driving action because they are moving into autopilot mode. They're going to fall into their coping mechanisms because of fear or not wanting to accept something about themselves or something about their lives or what's happening in the world. And this will ultimately be highlighted in the physical, home life, financial part of it. And they just don't want to face the things or feel the things that are coming up through these shifts, through the mastery, through what is being transpired. And that's just going to cause them, or a lot of people, to drive action, to try to find results because that's what they think makes them feel good and what they feel approved of. And all you're going to be doing is fighting things that about you that are around around your self-worth, around not feeling good. And that's not what mastery is, folks. That's not what mastery is. Mastery is the opposite. Mastery is understanding where this energy is coming from. It is sitting with the physical body. It's honoring the emotions. It's not being reactive. It's fine-tuning your mental body as we go through this. And all the energies, all the things that are transpiring this month are going to push you towards that mastery. And if you're not aware for it, if you're not prepared for it, if you don't actually work on yourself, it's going to be a very difficult month. And the shadowy aspect to this is normally we all like to be insightful, right? We all like to be compassionate. We all like to have our ability to fill our own cup and help people and love and be service to others. This month could cause people to go into reverse. The opposite of loving, compassionate, and domestic, it's going to cause you to be service to self, angry, lose our identity, become focused on the small stuff, become focused on ourselves rather than others. We're going to become irritable, short-tempered, rash, and mean. Victim-based mentality and family fights. All right? Victim-based mentality, family fights, because you're going to forget about gratitude, you're going to forget about compassion, you're going to focus on yourself for service to self, and you're going to see that as we move through this month, you're going to manifest timelines that aren't going to be for your highest good as we move into Thanksgiving, And that Thanksgiving holiday is going to be uber triggering for so many people. And it can be so hard if you aren't on the path to mastery and doing the inner work to work and fine tune and upgrade to a higher octave your whole entire energetic body system. So, shot across the bow, prepare for what's coming, do your emotional work, set into practice that helps you move through those things, set into practice that helps you bring gratitude into your reality, to be thankful for what is occurring, focusing on the good, focusing on what is going right in your life, and everything else will fall into place. Don't get caught up in the small stuff, and just remember, when you work on yourself, when you do the inner work, you're gonna find that place, that vibrational state of being where you can look up at the stars and see the wonder and be ultra aware and cautious of how connected everything is and see the divinity in all things, including those who are going through heartache and pain, or even those screaming in your face, blaming you for all their problems. You'll be able to show them the way through your state of being. What is peace? I hope that helps you. Have a beautiful day. And if you like what you hear, follow me. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Check out my website, spiritualdowsy.com. Lots of stuff there, and I've got lots of new things coming down the pipeline. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.